Hey, what's up? It's Tuesday. I'm Jim here for TheRoughCuts, and today I'll be talking about the film The Black Cauldron. It's a 1985 fantasy Disney animated film. This kid is living on a farm with this guy, his dad or something, I don't know, and he takes care of a pig, and the pig can like see stuff if you put his snout in the water, and like he does this weird thing, and like these images come up and he can tell you where the Black Cauldron is, and if you find the Black Cauldron you can make like this evil army of the dead come up, and they're like these skeletons, and they're awesome warriors, and you know they can never die, so they're like the greatest army ever, but no one knows where it is, but this pig can figure out where it is, and this evil Horn King is trying to find and kidnap the pig so he can find the Black Cauldron. The goal of this film was kind of to make an animated film more for teenagers. Now I wonder whether it was kind of a response to all these animated films coming out in the 70s and doing pretty well, like Lord of the Rings and the work of Ralph Bakshi and Heavy Metal. Disney answer to those kind of films. No, me myself, I prefer Fire and Ice. They spent so much money on this. They spent like $25 million. It didn't make its money back. The Disney style and that kind of style don't really work together. It's also that this film came out in 1985, all right? The whole Fire and Ice, which came out in 81, bombed. I think that stoner animated movie had lost its appeal by the 80s, but they worked on this for 12 years. They spent all this money. It was supposed to come out in 84, and then they pushed it back even more because they wanted to cut some sequences because they thought it was too scary. The motivation behind this movie is weird because it's so much like they want to do something different from a traditional Disney film. They are also like forcing it to also be a regular Disney film. Like they don't want it to be too different from what they usually do, you know, but they also want it to be different than what they usually do. This film is really done when Disney was in quite a transitional phase. You know, Little Mermaid hadn't happened yet. The Disney animated films of the 80s weren't like huge. I mean, Fox and the Hound was one thing, but the rest of them I don't think are looked on quite the same way as, you know, the 90s Renaissance with like The Great Mouse Detective and Oliver and Company in this. I kind of like that they stuck to their guns and they tried to do something different. I just wish they had committed to it. It's like they wouldn't let this film be the film it needed to be. It like they held it back. It feels a little restrained. Apparently they're like the mist when the army eventually does come out, like that would have killed that would have eaten away at somebody, and they had someone like getting decapitated. I wish it had kind of done that. I think that was a mistake, and I would like to see the original cut of this. I didn't like okay, the Horn King has this little henchman guy, and like all their weird like pleading where he's like pleading with the Horn King and like he strangles himself so the Horn King doesn't have to strangle himself. That was really creepy, and it like made me think the filmmakers were kind of sadistic. I can't see someone getting like eaten away by mist, and the animation I'm sure was awesome. I'm just assuming because I can't see it that this was the most incredible animated sequence ever, and getting my hopes that high is entirely reasonable. Then I look at like the stupid henchman of the Horn King, and I'm like, so I have to see that? Like, I don't want to. They should have cut that. That's what they should have cut. They'd leave that in, but I get the you know, the awesome violence we get to cut out. Yeah, no, that's a great idea, Disney. And now they barely released Black Cauldron. It's kind of like the only film I would describe as like a cult Disney animated film. I don't think you could really say that about like The Rescuers Down Under. It's so weird to do any Disney movie that bombed out next to John Carter, because it's like they're so like notorious, you know, they're so mysterious, they're so usually not that great, but there's kind of a weird charm about them because the craftsmanship at Disney, like the money and like the time that goes into a Disney film, like even Black Hole is like amazing looking, right? It's totally sucks, but like the backgrounds are amazing, and there's a craftsmanship and kind of a nice, like they're going for something weird, and I feel like that's the way with Black Cauldron. It's like they went for something completely different, and it wasn't a huge, like John Carter isn't that good, and it's just not a very good movie. But Black Cauldron, there's a certain charm about it that I can't, you know, it's like I don't love this movie, but I kind of just like it for being its own weird little thing. And you know, maybe Disney, they were thinking of making like a weird stoner fantasy movie, but they didn't commit to it. And so I both kind of like that it doesn't commit to it and hate that it doesn't commit to it, because I wish if it did, I think this would be a really awesome movie. But or I can imagine it was a really awesome movie. Maybe it was even worse. So if you've seen The Black Cauldron and you would like to talk about it, then comment below in the comments. Subscribe to The Rough Cuts if you haven't already. Subscribe to my own channel in the info box below. Follow me on Twitter, Tumblr, and potentially VHX. And follow Earl Bear at Holloway's Tumblr, who does the picture at the beginning and the end of this video. And thank you very much for watching.